Let's get more on Tesla's latest quarter. Let's bring in fast money friend Gene Munster, partner at Loop. Gene, great to see you. I know that you're a bull. I know you love this quarter, except for maybe the solar and energy line of the puzzle. But in terms of margin, this is what really grabbed me in your Twitter feed, and that is that you would expect Tesla to have margins the size of Apple's in just a few years. What does a roadmap look like to get there?
So there are three pieces. The first is just better efficiencies related to Giga Austin and Giga Berlin. These are new factories from the ground up. This is something that traditional auto is not doing. They're retrofitting existing factories. New factories means better alignment, productivity, and margin impact. Second is FSD. This is a little bit elusive. It's a topic in of itself. But eventually, FSD, I think whether or not they get to full self-driving, they're going to have enough there where they can charge more for it, and that is software revenue. And the third piece is around batteries and the components. And as those continue to decline, what Tesla is doing around batteries is a half or full or three steps ahead of the rest of the battery industry. And I think that those three combined get you to that 40%. And I want to bring that point back to a theme, and the theme is to hold the nose when it comes to Tesla valuation. If you subscribe that this growth can continue, and that is quite impressive, 73% delivery growth versus the big auto in September of down 23%. I mean, something is going on here. If you believe that this growth can continue, you can see a company that goes from, call it 70 billion in revenue next year to 400 billion. And I'm going to get to the point, my point here around profitability, is that if they do, in fact, inch these margins higher, gross margins up to 40%, let's say in the next 3 years, they're going to get an Apple-like multiple. That is 6 times revenue, and that would equate to about a $2,500 stock. Now, 5 years out, a lot can happen between now and then. But there was much more to this quarter than meets the eye. And I think the substance of what the revenue growth and the profitability trend is, I think this is still a great opportunity to own Tesla for the long term.
We were just talking to Adam Jonas of Morgan Stanley yesterday, Gene, and he was saying that the market, he thought, underestimates the manufacturing piece of this puzzle, which you highlighted as well. The fact that Tesla can build factories from the ground up and use new technologies like a gigapress, for instance, to really reap efficiencies like making the chassis out of one single piece. How much of this is, how much of this is far away? How much of this is within the near future? Because I would imagine that this is an important piece of the puzzle when it comes to getting a $25,000 vehicle onto the market.
Exactly. You have to, a big part is this manufacturing. Answer your question is, how far is it away? It's a few months away from initial production in Austin and Berlin, and probably a year and a half away from really hitting scale production. And so this isn't going to happen overnight. The margins aren't going to jump. You're not going to have those efficiencies overnight. But if you have the luxury of investing, I would consider that owning something for more than a year. I think you're just going to continue to see those manufacturing efficiencies find their way into the gross margin.
What's the number one question you'd ask Elon Musk if he were on this call?
I want him to know how realistic is he to have full FSD, that is general availability. That's one that you can trust. There's a lot that goes into that, but when he believes that, they are, it's really noteworthy that they are keep pushing forward in these betas, and there must be something there. There must be some concept of a timeline. Because once that happens, I think there's a huge turn in terms of how investors even more optimistically think about the multiple on Tesla.
All right, Gene, I'm going to let you get ready for that call. Gene Munster of Loop Ventures, the call again underway in just about 15 minutes' time. We'll see if Elon Musk makes an appearance on that one. Pete, what's your number one question for Elon Musk if he were there?
Well, quite honestly, it sounds crazy, but I actually would, and I think Tim was the one who brought this up, talking about Bitcoin and some of the other different types of places that he might try to have investment pieces of this company, because we already know enough, I think, about what the direction is, what the company's doing, and what the direction is in terms of which type of vehicles he wants to sell. Obviously not the low end, he wants the higher end, and he wants those margins, but I'd be curious about what his thoughts are going forward in terms of some of those investment ideas as well.